Disney Cruise Line has made a new policy banning a popular activity on the cruise ships. We have gotten a lot of questions about this. There has been a lot of speculation and confusion with their policies regarding fish extender, gift exchanges, pixie dusting, and these little rubber duckies that are popping up everywhere. And we can finally put all of that to bed because Disney has officially responded. So today we're going to set the record straight with two official statements from Disney Cruise Line. Now, the cruising ducks is very popular in the cruising industry. Many cruise lines will have this dynamic on board. The most popular version of where the cruising ducks started is that this started with an 11-year-old girl named Abby on her spring break cruise. She got a whole bunch of ducks, put some little tags on them with a cute little saying, and hid them all over the cruise ship. These cruise ducks are just small rubber duckies decorated in all different colors, designs, themes, you name it. It's basically a scavenger hunt or a big game of hide and seek on board the cruise ship. That was on a Carnival cruise, and cruising ducks took off after that. There are Facebook groups specifically for cruising ducks. They are not designated to any cruise line, so these are definitely a big deal. Now, that being said, Disney Cruise Line has taken a stance on this, and yes, it is official. Now, just a little bit of background and context here for Disney and other cruise lines and how these ducks came into play. Disney Cruise loves to do things differently, and of course, Disney cruises are no exception because you have Disney families, Disney adults. It's going to be all about the unique difference. There are multiple experiences on the cruise ships that are actually Disney cruiser driven and led. So one time, about 15 years ago, there was either a Panama Canal or a transatlantic cruise. The people on that cruise created a group, and actually back then it was on the Diz boards. Anyway, within that group, they decided to have a gift exchange for this longer cruise, between 10 and 15 nights, depending which one it is, what time of year. So they definitely had some time to play with while they were on the ship. What they did was they created a fish extender gift exchange. The fish extender name comes from these silver clips that are right next to your stateroom door. These clips are typically how the cruise ship will communicate with you. They'll leave voicemails on the phone, but they will put little cards in here. So for example, if you're going to Palo, the day or night before you're going to Palo, they'll put a card in there saying, the two of you are reserved for this time, looking forward to seeing you, stuff like that. So what this group decided to do was to use those clips for a whole nother purpose. They basically used pocket organizers and attached them to that clip and called this a fish extender because a lot of the clips are made in the image of a fish, and this extends the fish. Fish extender hangers are a huge thing now. People like to get them completely personalized with names, letters, and their favorite character. There's a lot of places on Etsy that sell them. Some people make their own. You get it. Basically, it's a pocket organizer with a pocket for each person in the stateroom, or you could just do one pocket for the whole stateroom. It's really up to you, but people do like to personalize the gifts. So, whole process. You join the cruising group. Predominantly, that's going to be on Facebook. Within that Facebook group, they will have exchanges that you can sign up for. Magnet exchanges, recipe exchanges, candy exchanges, beer exchanges, ornament exchanges, which is really cool if you're going on some of those Maritime or Halloween of the High Seas. They have all kinds of stuff. The fish extender is where this all started. Typically, there will be an Excel spreadsheet. You'll sign up for your stateroom saying names and ages of each person in your stateroom and their favorite character. This is kind of the basics. People will use that information to personalize gifts either for the individuals or for the staterooms, and they will drop them off throughout the cruise in the fish extender. This blew up. Now there are fish extenders on every cruise. As a matter of fact, Disney Cruise Line even got in on it in 2019. Prior to the pandemic, they had started creating their own fish extender. We actually received this one with the Christmas onboard gifts package. We love to get the blanket, especially for Christmas. It's really cute. So as you can tell, fish extenders is a huge thing with Disney Cruise, and one that has really seemed to have taken off in the last couple of years, these cruising ducks. Other cruise lines do not typically do this type of exchange because, again, this is cruiser driven. What a lot of other cruise lines do are cruising ducks. I believe this started in about 2018, 2019 on Disney Cruise Line ships, and Disney Cruise Line had a very clear stance with this at first, and that was they are not allowed. allowed at all. We do not want you to bring them. And not only that, when they would find them, they would throw them away. I was rather surprised to see this come back after the pandemic. There has been a lot of confusion about this practice. The overall gist of Cruising Ducks is, again, a group. There's going to be a Facebook group. There are quite a few of them. So people will join the group, see what other people are doing. People like to buy unique ducks to hide on the ship, and they will attach a card to it with some personalized information of the dates of the cruise, perhaps who it came from, the duck's name, all kinds of fun stuff. This is really big on other cruise lines. I don't know what the policies are for those other cruise lines, but we now have an official statement from Disney Cruise Line. Now, of course, within the Facebook groups, everybody is talking about the new changes to these ducks because people really like to find them and then they rehide them. They take them home as a little souvenir, especially those tiny humans. They love finding these little ducks all over the place, but Disney is not here for it. I have two quotes here from Disney Cruise Line regarding these ducks. The first one is from one of their panelists. They have been hearing rumblings that guests are being discouraged from hiding ducks on board Disney cruise ships. So, quote, I called the friendly agents at Disney Cruise Line to ask if they had an official policy that I could share with you. I was advised that guests cannot hide things such as rubber ducks in staterooms or public areas on the ship. Now, of course, the huge thing with this is that they are being hidden on the ship. In the public areas, that's how people find them and rehide them. And honestly, if they can't be in the staterooms and they can't be in the public areas, what other areas are there? The private area is your stateroom, everything else is public. So, anyway, again, quote, I know that this is a popular thing to do for many cruisers on boards, but it sounds like it's being discouraged, and as you said, crew members are removing any ducks they spot around the ship. I've got kids in my household with eyes that are trained for the ducks on board, so I guess it's time I inform them to not rehide any ducks that they might find. It sounds like now we both have our ducks in a row for future cruises. Now, an email communication directly from a communications agent at Disney Cruise Line, quote, according to our policy, guests are allowed to bring rubber ducks on board. However, it's important to note that pool toys, including rubber ducks, are not permitted to be used in the pools. Additionally, we kindly request that guests are not allowed to hide items such as rubber ducks in public areas or staterooms. Now, of course, if you have any questions about that, feel free to contact Disney Cruise Line. You do have to dig for this information. So far, the only public acknowledgement I have seen of this policy around rubber ducks is from the Plan Disney panelist. I know there are many of you that already have your ducks bayed and you're going to hear this news and probably be a little bit disappointed with it. I think the one thing you can do is have a duck exchange within your Facebook group and you deliver them to those fish extenders. Unfortunately, if they are in public areas, which I'm pretty sure is the entire ship, they are going to throw those away. Now, all those ducks won't go to waste. They can go to other homes. They just have to be delivered as presents inside the fish extender hangar next to someone's stateroom door. And of course, this is for the people that you have signed up for an exchange with in your cruising group. If you enjoy these videos, please share them with a friend. We're really trying to grow. That is one of the best ways you can help us, and we really appreciate it. If you're looking for something fun for the little ones to do, they do have pin trading on the ships. Of course, that's completely different than a rubber duck, but it is something small and affordable that you can exchange. We really just love doing the recipe exchanges and the ornament exchanges with the Facebook groups. But let us know what you think about this cruising duck policy. Do you do these? Were you planning on do these? So there's the story on the cruising ducks. Of course, it is in process, but it looks like they are going to be removing any of those that they do find, so that's good to know. If you're looking for some more in-depth information, we've got a master guide on the Disney Wonder and a full review of everything dining on Disney cruise ships. Make sure you go check out our most recent Disney cruise news. We'll see you real soon with some more Disneys.